Sean Townsend eating it up. 9.3. Now Brett McClure.
I was talking about those acrobatic skills that we've seen from Morgan Hamm, Paul Hamm, as well as Sean, but Brett has a very different style.
A lot of ways to skin a cat, and he is very flexible. Does a lot of Stalter-type elements like that. And if you do them with your legs together, now watch, he'll do a combination coming up here off of one arm, and he'll connect it to this element right here. That gets him almost halfway to all of the bonus he needs in the entire exercise. Makes for a long routine, double twisting double coming here.
They are loving it at the USA side of the Blaisdell Center. 4 rotations down, 2 to go. The United States moves to the vault in the Pontiac American Team Cup. No one in the Pontiac American Team Cup has been able to do so far, and that's beat a 9.6 with a 9.625 in the high bar. Well, that will easily keep the United States in the lead here. 4 rotations down, 2 more to go, and the lead is huge. I mean, this is blowout city, 3.625, and the Romanians are almost falling off the map in this 3-nation competition.
On the vault, USA's Guard Young.
Guard Young is sort of the utility man here in this competition for the United States, competing in just 2 events.
Filling up some holes here, and he'll do a handspring front somersault with 1.5 twists. Now training at the University of Oklahoma. He's one of the assistant coaches there from BYU originally. Well, it was a good vault out, but it's supposed to be done in what's called a laid out position, so that means that the body not only should be stretched or straight, but the knees need to be straight also. This is gonna, it's right on the line. At some point, it's either laid out or it's tucked, and
we'll see how friendly the judges are feeling today.
Sort of in the middle of both.
9.25.
Well, they called it a layout.
Come on, Mike, let's go.
So far, the Romanians are keeping an 8.6. Down Potra. Romanians on the high bar.
So one of the things you look for are those high-flying releases, but also a combination on one arm, very popular. Many of the gymnasts around the world will be using it. And once again, he was too close to the bar on his release. Not only did he bend his elbows, but the knees. Here's that one arm. And he's in trouble.
Struggle City.
Oh, it's amazing how one mistake can lead to another, and then before you know it, the whole routine is ready to collapse.
And you're right there, because some of this stuff, we just saw Brett McClure on high bar, and he does all of this inside Stalter work. He does it so well. It's natural for him. Makes it look easy, but it's not.
Mess up the do.
Well, the fans are being very supportive. 30 seconds to get his act together and remount.
Well, this is a totally blown routine already, and not the level of competitiveness that I expected from this Romanian team. 4 of these athletes. That's just crazy. His grip comes undone.
Don't you really get the feeling for the Romanian men? I mean, this is a combination jet lag. This is a combination being excited to be in Hawaii, being at the beach, being a tourist. Don't you get that feeling?
Yeah, there's no question about it. They are not taking this as seriously as they probably should, but
they said this is a dream come true, that, you know, there are very few Romanians that will ever experience coming to a place like this.
I can guarantee you one thing, though. They're going to go back home, and they are going to hear about this. These athletes, they are subsidized not only by the government, but by the Romanian Federation.
Oh, he's not through this yet.
And this is bordering, well, If it was me.
And then he sticks the landing.
Yeah. Yeah. I was going to say bordering on embarrassment, but there's no bordering here. That was not good.
Look at Rarashorzada there. I mean, he's hysterical.
Well, I think he agrees.
Oh, dear.
With me.
Now at the wall, Morgan Hamm.
That was really weird.
Well, when you can't cry, what do you do? I guess you can laugh.
We're going to see the same vault that Paul performed at the Olympic Games. Handspring double front.
Elfie, it's Morgan.
I told you I couldn't tell them apart.
Handspring Rudy.
I think Morgan has more freckles on his face. I'm going to have to look a little more closely.
What, are you going to count them?
Oh, I don't know.
Well, this is just a feel-good time for the United States.
It's fun talking to Stacy Maloney. He said, there are 3 coaches in our gym. We're all very intense. We always look at videotapes. He said, I'm not the only one giving corrections.
That was very close to him being outside that white line. He's got to land in that lane, so he avoided a further deduction.
I wouldn't look if I was Dan.
7.5. We've actually had scores in the 6s here, so he was fine considering how bad it was. Now the Romanians, they want to get rid of that 7.5, but they can't because one of their gymnasts, Suciu, has withdrawn, so they're down to the 4. They're keeping every score.
This guy can get it done here.
Beautiful line.
And great release coming up right here.
Oh, that's a shame.
What in the heck? That's too bad because release, the nature of the element, you're letting go of the bar. And the biggest problem is obviously the timing and where your body is relative to the bar. He does his mount, and then this is called a def, a flyaway with 1.5 twists. Look at his hands. They're close enough to grab the bar. I don't know why he didn't. That shouldn't happen.
I'll tell you what, this is like a flu. It's infecting the entire team.
Once again, that one-arm combination. And once again, a fall.
Giving up. And this guy has some experience. He was part of the Olympic team that placed 6th in Sydney.
I don't think in recent years of us doing gymnastics, I've ever seen back-to-back teammates fall off the same apparatus twice.
Not at this level, that's for sure, and not from the Romanian men. They're some of the best trained athletes in the world.
Like I said before, I think you're going to see a totally different team the next time they're at this event.
Sometimes I think that's why we've gone to Fort Worth and Syracuse. Not as many distractions.
Yeah, that was remarkable, and grabbing his shoulder. Yeah, you know, when you're so far away from the bar like that, and we call it you ping off the bar. You grab the bar, and you can either hurt your forearm, sometimes your shoulder like that.
Elfie, which one is this?
I'm sure it's Paul.
Oh, good.
I'm
okay.
sure of it. And I'm sure he's going to do the same vault that he performed at the Olympic Games.
That's right. Handspring double front, 2.5 flips.
See the Chinese coach in the back videotaping? Everybody's keeping an eye on everybody else.
Little quick off the horse there. Wow, that was a tough landing. I tell you, you don't get many of those in the sport of gymnastics. Your body's moving forward, it's dropping down, and it's rotating. The forces into the ground are astounding, especially when you land low like that. He gets a little bit quick off of the horse, doesn't get a full extension, so his body doesn't rise quite enough. And
oh, the stress on the shins and the knees.
Yeah, the hips, it's, I'm telling you, you don't get many landings like that on the hard ground.
So things getting a little bit messy here in Honolulu. Paul Hamm gets a 9.1.
Come on, Sean, let's go.
That's right, Sean Townsend coming up next for the United States. The day overlooking Diamond Head on the shores of Waikiki.